And nigga, be real to yourself before you real with anybody else.
Hey, man, I cannot get enough of playing my music to myself. Hey, what's the deal, gang? This is y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina, Big Nita, aka Mama. There go that man. You understand me? Uh, yeah, man, we got some breaking news, man. We finna really start looking at the key players that a lot of people are scared to talk about. So, with that being said, man, y'all don't go ahead and get that cocktail, man. Because listen, you know why I say I like dealing with this right here is because it reminds me of the 90s. You see what I'm saying? I am, an 80s baby who was raised in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? I'm one of them ones. You see what I'm saying? So when I get into this, I know a lot of y'all be jumping the DM like, dang, that boy ain't no joke, baby. That boy good over there. So listen, y'all grab that caviar. We finna turn up, get y'all little shot on, you understand me? And we finna go down the rabbit hole. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going down the rabbit hole, and we finna take it to the 90s, baby. So as y'all see that title, I just want to, I like to reminisce on the 90s. Without a doubt, when I think about the 90s, I think about the times where life was real. You see what I'm saying? Nowadays, irrelevant. The 90s, y'all remember the 90s when your grandma wore that flower dress? Remember when grandma used to drag her feet? Grandma used to, nigga, you hear her, when grandma was coming because she was dragging her feet. You know what I'm saying? Who's that up there making noise? You know what I'm saying? We knew what time it was. This is when we had grandmothers. You see what I'm saying? A grandmother out here nowadays, she popping her pussy and she getting fucked by a little 18-year-old, like, ooh, young man. Ooh, that little young dick doing something for me. you understand me? So when we talk about the 90s, we're talking about, grandma had them big ass ankles. You knew grandma was coming. She was heavy foot. Them big ass ankles. Hell yeah, but like fuck. They was dealing with thyroids and all that shit. That motherfucker be this big. And she come to your school with that flower dress on and shit. And then she be like, here, I brought a banana for you. And it's some crackers in here. Bananas, and come get Kevin, come get these crackers. You're like, I'm good, Grandma. Motherfucker get the clown and shit. Nigga, damn, look at that nigga grandma ankles and shit. The motherfuckers look like arms. You understand me? So the 90s is where it's at. Shout out to everybody that's in here. All I ask for is y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. You understand what I'm saying? Hit that like button. We finna go down this rabbit hole. Some of y'all might see Pandora's box in this motherfucker because this shit went down. This is a time where we're talking about police corruption was at an all-time high. Make no doubt about it. When I say police corruption, we're talking about where the original gangsters started from. It started from the police department. I don't care if we're talking about LAPD. I don't care if we're talking about Compton PD. The police department is the biggest gang in the world. If you want to go against that, look at the numbers. Look at how many officers who killed regular civilians, gangbangers, and all that, and look how many officers who have died. Yeah, it's been times where they had, some hood niggas back in the day, like, man, we ain't taking that. Hey, Ray. Hey, you got that AK-47, Ray? Show you right, John. You know what I'm saying? And fuck around and be like, fuck that. We finna take one of these motherfuckers out too. And this been going on for years. I'm talking about even in the penitentiary, you put a black man against that wall, you keep hitting their loved ones, a motherfucker a bust on you. And I'm talking about pulling out motherfucking bone crushers. I'm talking about pulling out that, nigga, and catch. I don't know. This is just commentary now. Hey, nephew. Hey, don't be knocking on my channel, baby. Hey, I just want to make sure that this is specifically commentary and it's a disclaimer. Because, I see I got a lot of people that be tuning in. They fuck with what I got going on. They know the operation I'm on, and a lot of people probably be cherry picking on what I got going on. So with that being said, let's just jump into this reaction, baby. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, make sure y'all brush y'all teeth tonight, because some of y'all throat stink. Yeah, baby, yeah. Like, hey, Nino, ooh, that bitch throat stink. That bitch gonna have a loose tooth in a couple years if she don't brush them up. Hey, listen to me. You don't brush them teeth, baby. You gonna have a loose tooth. But we already getting up age. I'm about to get in this reaction, but we getting up age, and motherfuckers be running around here and shit with that loose tooth, and now they got a fucking clear gel that you can put on your tooth, dip it in water, and make it hard. And yeah, I seen a bitch talking some shit, and her little gel tooth fell out and shit. You understand me? Yeah, I would talk to that nigga, not with that. Bitch, not with that loose tooth. We know you ain't brushing that teeth over there, baby. Anyway, so with that being said, let's get into this reaction. Let's go. All right, let's get it.
LA County Sheriff's Lieutenant and his son, a one-time cop with the Compton Police Department, have been indicted on federal drug trafficking and money laundering charges. Prosecutors say Reggie Wright Sr. and his son, Reggie Wright Jr., are both members of the Grape Street Crips gang.
Suge Knight lived over in this area here, over on this side of town.
That's Reggie Wright Sr. in the documentary Biggie and Tupac, a look at the life and deaths of rappers Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur.
When Tupac was killed, these guys, took offense to that. And that's when we had the retaliation.
Wright Sr. retired from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department in 2014 and previously worked in a gang unit for the Compton Police Department.
Reggie was the most cheerful gang officer we'd ever met.
So you said the mob started here? It was.
Well, actually, this house right here to my right is one of the leaders of it. Used to live. These kids, these are the good guys on the street. They don't get in any trouble, right, guys?
He and his son, Reggie Wright Jr., were both arrested last week in Southern California.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at all them kids. Hey, them little niggas. Hey, when they seen Reggie Sr., see, right now we're talking about Reggie Wright Jr., right? His daddy was one of the top ringleaders. See, people don't understand. You got to think about it. You got a daddy that's ruthless, and you have a son that will have to live up to your name. Just like when it comes to gang banging, when your daddy gang bang and he a rider, you can't be no buster ass nigga up in the streets, because no matter who your daddy is, you're going to be exposed. You can see, that's why I tell people all the time, you can only fake it for so long, and then people will eventually show their true colors. People will get exposed when they try to be something that they not. That's why I tell people all the time, when you get into the streets, you better be with it, because at any point in time, you could be put on that chopping block, and what you go do? Yeah, you be instigating fights, all that shit. But then somebody come do a drive-by in your neighborhood, and boom. They're like, oh, fuck, they just hit the home, girl. Let's go. And it might not be with you. And let your little scary ass don't get in that car, and you just seen one of your comrades, your homies, somebody that you say you love, or maybe somebody put money on your books in jail, come through, nigga, and somebody, nigga, knock the batteries out her back. You see what I'm saying? She laid out leaking and shit. She like, I don't want to die. No, I got kids. Remember, you got to realize a lot of people, ain't really with this. I'm talking about where I come from. You had to do it. If you didn't do it, you would not want to be alive. Where I come from, if you didn't get in that car and go, best believe it was consequences to dealing with that. And every time that you did not get in that car and respond, you were getting your ass, not just no bing, bow, boom, nigga, broken nose, broken jaw, nigga, DDT body slam, bow. You understand how serious it was in the 90s? The 90s was no joke. And then you're dealing with officers that was corrupt, crooked at the same time. Now, I'm not sure if they're saying allegedly that, Reggie Wright Sr. It was from Grape Street. All right, whatever. Hey, look, all I do is commentate, right? But understand this. We're talking about the 90s here. You understand me? Look at the salary. How much money would you say that they were making in the 90s? Right now, an officer probably will make anywhere from what? 65 to 70,000 K Back then, it went to 25. You got unappreciated super chat. Oh my God. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Somebody got to come cherry pick, but I ain't mad at you, player. Keep doing what you're doing, baby. Listen, you got to realize somebody had to be, looking at it like, wait a minute, we're making only what? They're probably making $20,000 a year in the 90s. In the 90s, we're talking about seven people in a household. We're talking about families. The average household families today is in between 2 and 4, and majority of those are Mexicans and other ethnicities. When we're talking about African American homes, we had families that lived with each other. You had some homes, don't get it wrong, it was a lot of group homes and all that shit back then, you know what I'm saying? But it was families that had the grandmother in the household. They had the daddy, you know what I'm saying? And they had the auntie over there. Auntie was probably, when the mama was at work, she was probably fucking on her nigga and shit. The aunties wasn't getting no dick. And then, the sisters and shit, they used to be like, ooh, Keisha, this nigga got a monkey dick. And Keisha probably be over there, he got a monkey dick. Then she be like, how big is it? And back then, they didn't understand portrayal. And when she went to work and shit, Keisha didn't have a job. Keisha slide up in there and shit. They like, yeah, I heard they call you Sweet Dick Willie. They used to go there. Nigga be in there knocking a lining out her sister and shit. She come home from motherfucking waitressing and shit and see her motherfucking sister on top of her nigga dick. And she go and snatch the wig out of her mother. All right, let's get into it, guys. That's all right there. Let's go.
Yeah, on federal drug trafficking and money laundering charges out of Memphis, Tennessee. Prosecutors say the father and son are among 22 gang members and gang associates responsible for running a drug pipeline from Los Angeles to a gang in Memphis. The drugs include heroin, marijuana, meth, and cocaine. Reggie Wright Jr. also worked at Compton PD, but later left law enforcement to work for Suge Knight and Death Row Records. Suge Knight is currently awaiting trial on murder charges after he barreled his truck into 2 men in a Compton parking lot. He's pleaded not guilty.
You shot. Wait, real fast. Look at that. First of all, we're going to get into it. Y'all know how I do it when I do it. Understand, Reggie Wright Jr. had a promising career in law enforcement. He left law enforcement to go work for a gangbanger. We're talking about cops and robbers. You smelling what I'm saying? Listen, we're talking about a young prominent gangster, a college graduate, Suge Knight. Marion Knight graduated high school. Marion Knight went to college, played college football. You see what I'm saying? Busting on shit. You understand me? Come from a 2-family home and start gangbanging. Boom. Ran into an opportunity to make millions of dollars, making a decision to jump on the other side. This is somebody who's high school educated, college educated, but still chose to hit that U-turn and shit because the devil around the corner. Let me tell you right now, when you're dealing with the streets, understand that the devil is always around the corner. I don't care how you cut it, across the street or around the corner. All you got to do is come outside and you will find the devil. Straight up. Now, the devil come in different ways. Now, you're looking at Reggie White Sr. His daddy is a lieutenant. He make his son a deputy. All of a sudden, you get motherfucking Suge Knight start blowing up over there with Death Row and shit. You got to realize, first of all, Suge Knight, 28-year-old millionaire. 28-year-old millionaire. You understand me? He having off-duty officers to come work for him. Think about in the 90s, while everybody is catching up. Man, hey man, listen. People was catching the RTD. If you don't know about California, the RTD was a bus where everybody local community bus, but the RTD, it was roaches something and some other shit. I forgot what they call it. But long story short, people were getting robbed on the bus. You see what I'm saying? The bus driver was scared. Back in those days, the gangster would probably come on a bus with a Mac 11. You see what I'm saying? And right before he get on his motherfucking exodus, nigga, give me that shit, nigga. Bow, give me that. Boom, bitch ass nigga, give it up. You see what I'm saying? Or a motherfucker be on a bus, they get to a stop. It might be an old church lady over there singing her lullabies and shit. God has been good to me. And mother, man, give me that motherfucking chain. And Oh God, Jesus help me. And you see what I'm saying? And all that, and niggas just walked up off that bus. Niggas was getting robbed on the RTD. We're talking about the 90s here, man. It is corruption, this rabbit hole that, look, you know, shout out to all the gangsters that played a part in this. Don't get me wrong. But when we look at this, the police was the ones that was the main people. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to OG Jacario. This is his content. I just do commentation. So that's how we coming, gang. Let's go.
That's great, but you shot late. High level. This is the Rundown Podcast.
All right, I'm gonna give you the rundown.
There you go.
Former LA Sheriff's Lieutenant and son federally indicted for reported participation in LA to Memphis drug pipeline. The money laundering conspiracy in the federal indictment alleges that both Reginald Wright Sr. and Reginald Wright Jr. are now members of Grape Street Crips, and that two of their reported co-conspirators are associated with a Mexican drug cartel. 22 alleged members and associates of two street gangs, the Los Angeles-based Grape Street Crips and the Memphis-based Peter Road Mafia, were indicted by a federal grand jury for being part of a reported drug and money laundering pipeline that ran between Memphis, Tennessee, and Los Angeles. According to acting U.S. Attorney Lawrence Zinni, the Western District of Tennessee, members of the Grape Street Crips supplied heroin, marijuana, methamphetamine, cocaine, and various other pharmaceutical substances to the members of the Peter Road Mafia, who then distributed the drugs throughout much of Tennessee. News of this unsealed indictment would not normally be of great interest to most readers, yet it turns out that two of those indicted, Reginald Wright Sr. and Reginald Wright Jr., are former members of Southern California law enforcement. Reginald Wright Sr. is a former lieutenant of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department who retired from the LASD on May 30th, 2014. Prior to his time with the LA County Sheriffs, Wright Sr. was a gang enforcement lieutenant on the Compton Police Department until the agency was shut down.
Gang enforcement. Dude, this shit been, hey, come on, gang. Hey, catch this game, though. That is the perfect opportunity for somebody who grew up in the hood. You got to realize, back in those days, we're talking about cops and robbers. It always had to be somebody that get up in between there. The Mexicans been doing this shit for years. You got to understand. The Mexicans, you think them niggas is selling out and shit, but they're breeding some of their little nephews and shit. Nah, this ain't for you. Especially if you know a little nigga. See, peer pressure was in the black community. You see what I'm saying? The little scary little nigga be forcing that nigga to do some shit, and then, you know, he end up becoming an over aggressor. Niggas start killing shit, and then we losing ours because he didn't really want that route, but then he was so emotional, the nigga end up just busting and mentally going insane and start hurting people. Now he locked up for the rest of his life. See, what the Mexicans was doing, they were going ahead and like, no, this ain't for you, Holmes. Nah, hey, chilete vario, eh? Yeah. No, we got this, brother. You know, they buying them jewelry, cars, shoes, and keeping them niggas out the way and tell them niggas, go be a police officer. You see what I'm saying? Maybe one day you will save us. So in the 90s, look at the venture of how this was going down. Everybody couldn't be a gangster. You see what I'm saying? And what did Reggie Wright Sr. do? Instead of letting his son stray away to be a gangster, he said, nigga, I'm a lieutenant in the gang enforcement, nigga. We can be gangsters on the other side. How ruthless and vicious is that? You got to understand. To me, now that I'm older, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting older now. Them young bitches want me now, baby. I'll fuck the shit out that old nigga Nina boy. But anyway, listen. You got to look at it like this. Reggie Wright Sr. and Reggie Wright Jr. did something that was, everybody wasn't doing this. Everybody couldn't do this. Yeah, they was police officers, but they were dirty. So they was these motherfuckers that had legal rights to carry guns. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, these niggas is shipping chickens across the Pacific. How gangster is that? If I had my nephews and little cousins, I would have told them niggas, hey, you can go ahead and be on that side and let us do our thing over here. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them start doing the same thing we was doing. We don't have It's a backup plan. It's a security. This was the perfect getaway to be a gangster and make sure your peoples survive through that time. Let's get it, man. This some serious shit. When we go down this rabbit hole, bro, this shit is for real. You would never see no gangster shit like this ever again in life. Niggas is wearing skinny jeans and fanny packs. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to no generation, but this is the reality. Back then, niggas was wearing double XL t-shirts with big ass dickies with house shoes, corduroys outside. Nowadays, these niggas, Balenciaga, Valabasses, you know, and hey, this is Celine, this is Amiri. Yeah. Ask the average little young nigga that got Balenciaga, how you spell it? He can be like, oh, hold on, let me look at it. Nigga can't even spell it, but he can buy it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, gang, let's go.
In 2000, under a cloud of scandal, Wright Sr.'s son, Reginald Wright Jr., has somewhat more complicated of a past. Like his dad, Reggie Wright Jr., worked for the Compton PD, but in many circles, the younger Wright is better known as the former head of security for Suge Knight's Death Row Records. In relationship to his former position at Death Row, in the past decade, Wright Jr. has been the subject of rumors, accusations, and counter-accusations having to do with the murders of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Small. The names of both Wright Sr. and Wright Jr. have come up in some of the media stories about the two murders and related issues. There is, for example, this 2001 PBS Frontline interview with Russell Poole, the late LAPD robbery/homicide detective who, after his retirement, became known for his private investigation into the death of Shakur and Small. Then, in 2015, Vice magazine did a story before Poole died about the detective's conviction that Wright Jr. had been involved in Tupac Shakur's death. On the opposite side of the rumor and counter-rumor mill, in 2014, Reggie Wright Jr. did a lengthy interview with the LA Weekly in which he explained how and why his accusers got it wrong. 3+ year investigation began in 2013. According to U.S. Attorney Lorenzini, the multiple agency federal investigation that resulted in the indictments against the Wrights and 20 others began in 2013 and led to the seizure of 11,950 grams of marijuana, 3,270 grams of coke, 2,880 grams of heroin, 3,260 grams of meth, and 23 pistols, including the AR-15. If the start date for the California part of the investigation into the alleged drug sales and money laundering conspiracy also began in 2013, this would mean that Reggie Wright Sr. would have still been working for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department when the Fed...
Man, hey, nephew, nephew, I know y'all smelling what I'm selling because look how gangster that is. You understand me? Look, it was the perfect opportunity. You got, like, once again, when we go back, let's double back real fast, right? Let's double back and look at it. It was no longer for Reggie Wright Jr. to even, look, he like, think about it. He like, yo, Pops, I gotta go. I gotta follow my destiny. This nigga Suge is letting me run Death Row Record Security, and I'm making a lot of money doing it, and I have power. I have more power than I would have where you at. You a lieutenant over there? I'm God over here at Death Row Records. You understand what, son? All right, you my son, like father, like son. You got to realize when you in the streets with your son, and your son, you know, you a rider. You got a big reputation, right? You know your son at one point in time was a little kid and shit, nigga being digging in his nose and you know what I'm saying, going in the kitchen, drinking all the juice and all, you know, little badass kid or little crybaby and all that shit. He get older and shit, you know what I'm saying, and he has to be a gangster because you have a reputation to uphold and he understands that shit, he got to get with it. So with that being said, no matter what, nigga, your son start doing shit, you might not want that for your son, but you're going to support your son. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what it is, he like, only way he could have had that type of power unless he was still getting intel from his daddy. You see what I'm saying? By his daddy still being the head of the lieutenant of the sheriff's department, his son was able to get away with murder. This when you look at it, it's like a rich person whose son out here beating bitches up and all that shit, and he come drop a couple thousand and that shit go away. You gotta understand, when we talk about Reggie Wright Jr., Jr. was a gangster. I don't care if he was under law enforcement. His daddy was a gangster. You seen them little kids in the beginning of the video, everybody threw their hoodie on and they turned their back because they knew what time it was. You gotta look at this. You would never see this ever again in life. You understand what I'm saying? Reggie Wright Sr. and Reggie Wright Jr. are responsible just as much as anybody else of Tupac's murder. It's no way that you can hide that. If you look at the situation with everybody saying the ballistics, right? Reggie Wright Sr. made the gun disappear. They had the gun of Tupac already. See, you got to understand, bro. When we're talking about Tupac, when that nigga was up there in the Bay, man, listen, he was around so much. You got to understand how he became so powerful, the influences that he had, not to mention that his mama was a Panther. Them Oakland, he had to have ties and connection with the Panthers out there. When we look at Pac's life, he did so much at a young age. One of the most hardest moments that I would perceive that Pac had was when that kid died out there in Oakland over that little confrontation that took place. That was probably one of the crazy. I think that set Tupac on fire because of how altercations and shit can happen. Too much shit have happened. Tupac was blamed for rape. He was trying to kill a police undercover cop. Kids dying. All of this shit that he went through in his time in life. We understand people can lie, deny, and portray any image if somebody will believe it. You smell what I'm saying? So when we're looking at Reggie Wright Jr., oh, this nigga cold. This nigga's cold. Any case, when you be looking at that shit, how dirty is Reggie Wright Jr., you can see it online, but then it's everything got washed away. Anything that Reggie Wright Jr. did was the evidence they got rid of it. You said, I don't know if they was if you're working in law enforcement and shit, those case files that you upload in a database, they got you can delete that shit. I'm pretty sure the operation that them niggas was on was so unprecedented that we don't even know the half of it. With that being said, man, let's get it, bro. This rabbit hole go deep. Let's get it.
Began looking at reported wrongdoing among the alleged LA co-conspirators. Wright Sr. came to the LASD after the Compton Police Department, where he was a lieutenant working for the department's gang detail.
Airbnb paid me $3,000 today without even needing to own or lease any property,
which was disbanded in July of 2000 by the Compton City Council. The department was shut down in part because the city was plagued by violent crime, but reportedly also because of allegations made in a 95-page report by Compton PD's Internal Affairs Bureau that recounted tales of guns and large amounts of narcotics vanishing from the department's evidence vault, according to multiple accounts. The report was
boom. Listen, hey, that's what I'm trying to, man, listen. And back then, when you're talking about shit like that, we're talking the 90s. We're talking about the technology that we have now don't exist. You would not be able to see me in real time, 400 people watching me at one time. Well, shout out to the 418 people, man. You understand me? That's all right there. Let's get to 500 though. You understand me? You niggas don't like to throw no tips, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you come into like a restaurant or an entertainment event. You niggas be up there laughing, enjoying, and not throwing a nigga nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this 500 so I get this money on. All right, let's go. But understand this. When we're looking at this, the evidence that was how you think niggas was getting guns on the streets. You gotta look at the wars that took place back then. These niggas, we talk about gangbangers. Everybody was selling Ye. Back in the 90s, Ye was big. We talking about not just winning Houston, but that Bobby Brown. You understand me? I'm not, when I was coming up in the 90s, I didn't know niggas who was fucking with Chris Rock. I didn't even know that shit exists. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, motherfuckers out here, nigga, selling Chris Rock. You understand me? Motherfucker sliding around with Christina Aguilera in the car and shit, nigga get pulled over and get all that time. And also what we had was, that Beijing, that La La. Once again, shout out to Big Gene, man. Big Gene. Hey, Biggie security guard, nigga, Big Gene had to check me. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Big Gene, like, yo, Playboy, nigga, I wasn't smoking no Sherm, nigga. I said, what was that? He was like, oh, nigga, that was an L. That was an L dog. You know, that was a cigarette. I said, oh, hey, you know, real nigga recognize. I said, hey, flag on the play. My bad, bro. I thought it was, nigga, we, you know, in California, I don't know y'all lingo. I thought, nigga, when the nigga said L, I'm thinking like that, you know, that la la. La 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 la. Yeah, nigga. Hey, don't play with the la la. Nigga, man, we already have some people fall victim to the la la. That Beijing, that water. You see what I'm saying? That water, man. Nigga, that little bitch you used to like back in high school and shit. Y'all got older and shit. Now that bitch over there running in the middle of the street naked, talking about they coming to get me. They coming. And then you like, yeah, man, I now get to see this bitch titties. Ooh, she got some big areolas. Yeah, man, this the bitch. Hey, bro, that's the bitch I've been wanting to fuck since high school. Look, that bitch running in the middle of the street. Yeah, that bitch got a cart. Yeah, that bitch. Oh, that shit. They like, she ain't even. That bitch got mixed color hair on her pussy. You understand me? Oh, that was that bitch. You understand me? Yeah. So once again, guns were missing. You see what I'm saying? This all have to stems from understanding Suge Knight was probably one of the most powerful niggas of the 90s. We're not just talking about Suge Knight wasn't no dope dealer. You see what I'm saying? He was able to infiltrate police officers, make them top security guards in his infrastructure, and have a gateway by having Reggie Wright Sr. This was the perfect setup, the perfect organization. If you look at it, the way it was set up, it's on some mafia shit. Suge Knight, yeah, you could call it death row, nigga. Death row. You understand me? It was some mafia shit going on. Well, let's get back into this so you can see like how this shit is going. This rabbit hole goes so fucking deep, bro. Reggie White Sr. is dirty as well. Let's go.
Was triggered after a Long Beach police officer, Brian Watts, was shot by a gun that was later found to have been in the possession of the Compton police. After the corruption was exposed, the Compton mayor at that time disbanded the whole Compton Police Department. Got rid of it. That's right. And LA Sheriff's Department hired a lot of those officers from the Compton Police Department, and Reginald Sr. was one of those hirees. And Reginald Wright Jr. went on to work for Death Row under Suge Knight. After Suge was sent off to prison, that's when Reggie took over operations of the record company. Now, Reggie had to go on with his life, and he still had to face.
This is why, look how dirty Reggie is. Look, I don't care what nobody say. Reggie was fucking Sharitha. Because you got to realize, think about it. Suge went to jail. Sharitha probably was not fucking with Suge at that point. They had broke up. Because when you look at what happened remember, the police officer that got killed was the officer that Suge Knight's wife was fucking. You understand me? Think about it. Nigga, and what? First of all, I got to say this. I'm sorry, but bitch, that's your pussy. You understand me? I do not got the pink slip to your pussy. It's no way in hell I'm finna go pay somebody, go knock down somebody over your little used ass vagina. I know some of you motherfucking bras be motherfucking having yellow stains in your panties from time to time. I know you motherfuckers be yeast infections. You understand me? You motherfucking want to wear them thongs every motherfucking day. And then you wearing them same jeans you wore 2 days ago with no panties on. You know, some of you be like, oh, this little coochie gotta breathe. It's hot. Yeah, no, because you're a horn dog. That's what it is. You had your babies, but you still want to do a lot of fucking. So with that being said, you gotta look at that. See, everybody question that. Like, when Suge went to jail, who was running Death Row? You would think, right? You would think Sharitha, which is Suge Knight's wife. You understand what I'm saying? You left it to a police officer. Suge had to trust Reggie White Jr. Without a doubt, this shows you how corrupt you. Think about it. You just heard what they just announced. A gun that was in the evidence was back on the streets to kill a police officer? Come on, man. The power, the audacity for people to have to think that this was not no conspiracy theory. You think that it's just, because of some gangbanging shit? No, law enforcement had a major part in this at that time. If you can't see that, then you motherfuckers is blind. You got to understand, man, this shit go way further than this. Them dudes is good now. Look at Reggie Wright Sr. Look how big Reggie Wright Jr. is right there. If you look at Reggie Wright Jr. now, that nigga, he barely could talk. That nigga, gotta ask Miles James. Baby, come here. And Keefy D said he fucked you. Reggie Wright Jr. know Keefy D ain't lying. You know Keefy D ain't lying. He was able to say what he knows Reggie Wright Jr. wife. I believe she was out there getting that. Yeah, Keefy D was a big dope dealer back in the day. You see what I'm saying? And you got to realize you know how these women is now. Oh, I want to be took out every day. I want to go stay at a hotel room. I want to travel. I want to go to the fight. This nigga was taking his wife to the fight, spending thousands of dollars on her. The fuck you mean? You understand me? Even in the 90s, so you think she want to sit at the house and eat the bologna with the red little string around that motherfucker, eating the little motherfucking county mayo and shit? You know how that shit, you know how that shit was back in the day. Motherfuckers was eating sandwiches and tuna fish. Nigga come in the house and shit. You hear somebody screaming, yeah, all that shit. You think somebody fucking, you be like, hey, it's stinking here. It's like, oh, that's that tuna sandwich in the microwave. Go get it for me. Yeah, motherfucker, that's what that shit was. You see what I'm saying? So, man, the power that he had at death row, Suge decided to choose Reggie White instead of his wife. Let's go. This nigga was fucking his wife, man. Real shit. Let's go.
The controversy and the scrutiny of the rumors that he had something to do with Pac and Big's death. Years later, Reggie and his father were indicted for drug trafficking, and he went on Vlad and other platforms to explain. And he also addressed why him and his pops, Reginald Wright Sr., were caught up in this Memphis to LA drug pipeline conspiracy. And that was during an interview with Street TV Network.
The only thing I was worried about was Reginald Wright Sr. Didn't care about me at the time. I was just worried about making sure Reginald Wright Sr. didn't have to do a day behind jail, no walls and nobody prison, because he had nothing to do with it. His love for his son that allowed me to have a checking account, and we have the same names, to put money into his account that got his name all involved in this BS that I did. They said I was doing guns and what's the word? Methamphetamines or whatever. I ain't never seen no methamphetamine in my life. When I was a cop, I ain't had no meth on the streets. They just had rock cocaine or powder cocaine. Never in my life seen meth.
Right.
That was the accusation. But once they check into it, talk to the other people that was involved in the case, listen to the thing, they say, oh, we know you just a weed guy. We already know. So, what's up? I'm like, yeah. So you fall on the sword pretty much. They have something in the feds where you plead you guilty, don't make them spend no more money and all of that, and then they recommend.
So if you understand that he's not saying that this shit didn't take place. You see what I'm saying now? Now, like I said, I was raised in the 90s. I ain't never seen no motherfucking nigga crystal methamphetamine. I ain't seen no Christina Aguilera, man. You understand me? Because, man, listen. If they had that shit in the 90s, crack cocaine would have been off the streets. Because them motherfuckers is zombies. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker get that crack, nigga hit that magic. Motherfucker be, oh, man, fuck them kids. Nigga going to sleep. Nigga, you hit some of that motherfucking, ooh, we got 500, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up. We just hit 500 people on the live stream, baby. It's all right there. Understand, if they had crystal meth in the 90s like that, how they trying to portray, do you understand that women would not have been through domestic violence? You understand me? Because when you hitting that motherfucking, that Chris Rock and shit, I done seen bitches get outside and want to stab a nigga like, yeah, what's up now, you bitch ass, little dick ass nigga? You like, oh, that bitch on that Chris Rock. Oh, that bitch smoking that Chris Rock over there, man. You understand me? You gotta understand that shit. I don't believe that. I don't believe that without a doubt. But let's be clear. Reggie Wright Jr. will do anything to cover up for his father. That's the way the game is played. You don't motherfucking let your daddy take the blame and you the young life. You see what I'm saying? Your daddy is up in age. You see what I'm saying? Nigga, having heart problems like a motherfucker. You can tell, shit, if you look at Reggie Wright Jr., nigga, shit, nigga, that nigga, look how big that nigga is. Big turkey neck, all that shit. No disrespect, nigga, I don't know you. I don't know you. This is commentary, nigga. Hey, cause look, you gotta realize a lot of people are calling me now. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get that phone call from Reggie, and Reggie be like, you know, hey, you kind of good with what you're saying, man, but you don't know what you're saying, though. I don't, cause I'm not one of them niggas that you could talk to any type of way, nigga. Cause anybody know me, know I'm vocal. You see what I'm saying? It's how you say it to me. Because if you say anything to me that I feel is out of line, I'm on your ass. It's nothing else behind that. Not being no tough, none of that. I'm a headstrong nigga. I don't take bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nigga, hey, you smelling what I'm selling is real. But when I say, look, he took the blame, but you gotta also look at it. Reggie Wright Sr. is not innocent in this situation. Reggie Sr. cannot possibly be innocent. It was too much that went on. You gotta realize guns were being removed from the evidence at the station and back on the streets. How is that possible? Only way something like that can happen unless somebody at the top is giving somebody permission to grab that shit out that locker, evidence room. So yeah, when we go down this rabbit hole, you will see how dirty. Right now we on Reggie Wright Jr. And only way we can get to Senior is unless we see how dirty Junior is. Because you know the OG and the little homie. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna run its course. Let's get it.
And less time. Just because my marijuana that I was dealing went across state lines is what made it bad.
I pled out, which I did. I'm sure by the time this air, I would have been sentenced.
What about your dad?
He has an agreement in place, but he hasn't been sentenced yet as well.
Does it look like your dad's going to get off?
Oh, I mean, he should have been. He shouldn't even been involved in it.
But I had this checking account with him 2007 before I even thought about selling some marijuana, which helped because it showed the pattern that I had the checking account and I was using it and paying bills out of my account, my house note, everything from that account.
Yeah.
But it was in his name.
Yeah, now he's tied into the money.
Now he's tied into the money.
Okay. Ultimately, what happened to him?
Nothing.
So they dropped everything.
They didn't drop it. He and I, we had to pay a fine of $250,000.
Oof.
And that was pretty much the money that they figured, or that they came up with, that was put into that account.
Okay.
And we paid it back to the government.
But he avoided jail time, which would have been off.
Yes. Oh.
Because he's how old now?
That would have killed me. He's 75 now.
Okay, yeah.
But when all this happened, it was like 72.
Yeah.
When you go back down this rabbit hole, these dudes gotta just imagine how much shit Reggie Sr. got away with. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, these dudes was doing it. This mastermind at its greatest. Mastermind 100%. Today's hood niggas, the average nigga would do some shit, ball for like a nigga 2-3 months and spend 30 years of their life in prison. You see what I'm saying? These dudes was getting away with it. You see what I'm saying? They were smart enough to infiltrate the law enforcement side of things. You understand what I'm saying? There's always one. Make no mistake about it. Even when African Americans was doing their worst in society, there was always some black man doing good. It was always, even in slavery, it was probably some black man who probably didn't go through slavery. You know what I'm saying? And watch hundreds of y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying, in that cotton field picking corn and shit. You understand me? Because some people know how to play the game. You see what I'm saying? If we take everybody that's in this live right now, 530, baby. Let's get to 600 now. But if we take everybody and we put you guys on a remote island, you see what I'm saying? And the only way you will be able to get out is to figure out why y'all there. And once you figure out why you there, what you got to do to get out of there. You see what I'm saying? And that's sink or swim. Majority of y'all, and it's 500 people in here. Majority of y'all, I'm just telling you, you probably wouldn't understand. People would go into panic mode. Niggas would have anxiety. Niggas would just give up. Some niggas would quit. And some niggas would just be relentless and be like, man, fuck that. I got to get out of here. Man, I got a girlfriend. I got a wife on the side and shit. And this little new bitch, ooh, wait. This bitch, you know what I'm saying, me? This bitch be running dope from LA to Mexico for me. You know what I'm saying, me? One of them. So with that being said, some people just would not know how to survive. Now, I'm looking at Reggie Sr. This man right here sacrificed his integrity for his son. You see what I'm saying? Most of y'all right now, y'all probably be like, man, fuck my son, man, fuck that little bitch ass nigga. That nigga be, because some of y'all, today's kids are disrespectful. Nowadays, you talking about a son talking to a father, there's no respect there. You see what I'm saying? Nigga be like, man, hey, shut your old ass up, Pops, before I knock your bitch ass out. No respect whatsoever. You think a son in today's society would go sit down and do time for his daddy when he know he got a bitch out here with some good pussy? And fuck put, that shit. You know, them niggas, man, all they want to do, they want to stick their dick in something. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get to my age and shit, you like, man, I've been fucking my whole life, man. I'm trying to build some shit. You understand me? I am one of them high value men in my own right, because I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking pussy right now if you ain't talking about putting no money in my pocket. You understand me? For real shit. But the generations then the value. You understand that? You understand the value of what a father and a son was back then? The relationship, no matter what the circumstances was, Reggie White Jr. would have never disrespected his father. As much as he done had his son back. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, your little son do a murder, right? And your son run to your house. Dad, I just killed somebody. Here, take this gun. You think a nigga right now, hey, listen, hey, right now, nigga, your son come in here like, here, take this gun, Dad. Hey, can you go to jail and do this murder for me? Nigga, hell no, I ain't finna do that. Hey, where you shoot him at? In the head. Oh, hell no, nigga, you motherfucker, nigga, that's a death penalty. Nigga, nah, son, hey, I'm gonna come see you every day. He was like, no, Daddy, I'm scared. I ain't never been to jail. You told me they was gonna knock the lining on my asshole if I ever go to jail. You know, I remember when I was growing up and shit, I had my uncle. I said, had, like, he's dead. Shout out to my Uncle Michael. That nigga be like, yeah, you niggas better not go to jail, man. You niggas, yeah, ain't nothing but dick in there. Nigga, Uncle Michael like, yeah, nigga. He used to be like, child. That shit used to kill me. Nigga used to be like, nigga, I talk to him and shit like, what's up, huh? He be like, hey, how you doing? It's good in school. I don't gotta come whoop your ass. Only time I seen my Uncle Michael is when it was whoopings. You see what I'm saying? And all that type of shit. But when a nigga get off the phone and shit, the nigga be like, yeah, Mike Brown out. Like we talking like we in the army or something. You understand me? Nigga like, yeah, child. All that little earth, wind, and fire shit. You understand me? Hey, but listen, the respect level that he had, this nigga, he said that hurt him for his man. Listen, you know damn well most of y'all would not go to jail for your son. Let's be clear. For murder, you got two, 3 daughters. You understand me? You got 2 other sons. And this little motherfucker, all he do is disrespect you. You understand me? If I got multiple kids and shit, and one of my sons and shit, disrespectful and shit, the little nigga I don't like, yeah, they go, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, you little light-skinned motherfucker, yeah, they go pluck you in your ass too. Yeah, you better go find you some grease because they coming. They go get a piece. You better go get you some grease, little nigga, because they go get them a piece. I'm gonna scare the shit out of his ass. Yeah, motherfucking now look at your motherfucking ass now. Now you need your daddy. Now you need your motherfucking father. It's funny how kids want to call their parents at the worst time of their life. Worst time of their life, you wanna melt down to a little motherfucking ass kid and shit, knowing you was out here popping your shit, nigga. Look at your kid Instagram and shit. You like, yeah, nigga, fuck these, nigga. I'm killing nigga when I see something and all that shit. Hey, look, oh, you little killer now. Oh, yeah, oh, nigga, killer. When they talking about we looking at double life without possibility of parole, yeah, motherfucker be scared, Dad. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, man, these niggas is dirty, bro. The power is, to me, is amazing. It is amazing how these dudes was able to accomplish, Yeah, they police officers, but they were some gangsters too. It's amazing what these dudes accomplished. You probably would never see this type of shit in history again in life. Let's go. This shit crazy, gang. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe.
Ultimately, Reggie Wright Jr. will end up doing 18 months in prison and 2 years of probation upon release. And his father, Reginald Wright Sr., as you heard, they paid $250,000 so he wouldn't see prison. In an incident with the father and son, Wright Sr. and Jr., according to Kevin Hackie, the gun used to kill Tupac Shakur was a Glock 40 that was confiscated by an off-duty Santa Monica police officer during a routine search at the House of Blues of Hussein Fatal, one of Tupac's outlaws, on July 4th, 1996, when he is detained attempting to enter the venue with his Glock 40. In late July, Reggie Wright contacts Kevin Hackie and asks him to keep tabs on the weapon. The off-duty Santa Monica officer takes the gun back to the Santa Monica police station. The gun was then ballistics tested by the FBI and run to see if the weapon was stolen or had been used in any crimes. There were no ballistic matches at the time, so the FBI sends the weapon back to Santa Monica Police Department. Sometime in August of 1996, Santa Monica police contact Kevin Hackie and tell him that the gun is clear for pickup. Hackie, who was working undercover for the FBI and ATF, retrieves the gun and takes it to his handlers. They clear him to release the gun to Reggie Wright Jr. Hackie hands the gun to Reggie Wright Jr. Subsequently, the Glock 40 is used to kill rapper Tupac Shakur.
Boom! Hey, you understand? Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. Do you understand what I said? When you go down this rabbit hole, you're going to see Pandora's box. Without a doubt, the ballistics shows and matches. You listen, bro. They know who killed Tupac, bro. Now, mind you, this is one angle. This is one angle. There's so many different perspectives from this situation, bro, that we can't just see it from just this way. But as we go on this journey, you will see how so much shit start to reveal. You see this? Kevin Hackie, he plays a major part in this whole situation. He was working for Death Row. He was a mole. He was there. He was a spy. He was a spy for the FBI. You see what I'm saying? And this is somebody that was tight with Reggie Jr. You smelling what I'm selling? So when you look at that, right, new to the channel, what's up with you? I see you, King. Welcome here. Make sure you subscribe now, man. We only rocking with the subscribers, man. You got to look at it like this. Kevin Hackie worked for the FBI. He was there. He was a mole. You see what I'm saying? He was also a police officer. You see what I'm saying? I don't see. This is where I look at it. What made the FBI go and approach Kevin Hackie? What did he do? What did they have on him? You see what I'm saying? Because back in those days, nigga ain't going for that shit. Nigga be like, hey, man, I want you to come work for us for free. What the fuck? Man, we want you to go be an informant. Nah, man, something had to happen with Kevin Hackie. See, this is how I think. It's critical thinking. What made the FBI approach Kevin Hackie? What did they have on him? You see what I'm saying? Because when people try to turn people, they turn people when they have evidence. You know how many niggas that I be around and shit, like, oh yeah, you could just tell niggas, like niggas be asking weird ass questions and shit. Yeah, nigga, all of a sudden, nigga, the ATF came to my door one day. I'm like, oh, this is the only nigga I've been around. That's why I tell people like this: do a circle check on your people. Do a circle check, because you need to evaluate your friends, because everybody is not your friend. It's some people that say they your friend, but they got snake skin. You understand what I'm saying? A motherfucking snake. Don't make no doubt about, no mistakes about it. There are people that's infiltrating your life right now. See, some people only, you know what I'm saying, come get in your business so they can know what you got going on. You see what I'm saying? You got to worry about the motherfuckers who always want to know your problems and shit. Now, I don't want to hear all that shit. You understand me, nigga? We all got our own motherfucking problems. But with that being said, you have to see this shit from a clear view. A clear view. Think about it. The FBI gave Kevin Hackie the gun, and then Kevin Hackie gave it. Come on, man. This is why I say Reggie Wright Jr. was a suspect in Tupac's murder. You see what I'm saying? And there's no way Suge didn't know about this. You see what I'm saying? This was probably something that they wanted to happen. Tupac was so influenced. He was so big and had a major influence the FBI, the CIA, the president, they didn't want that man to be alive. So I can understand how some people might be like, man, Tupac, man, he had to go. Every great leader is assassinated. You see what I'm saying? Now, one of these days, I'm going to do like the Panthers so y'all can see what the Panthers represented and what they stood for and why they got involved and why some of them was assassinated. You see what I'm saying? The power, the influence that they had on people, the mind. See, once you realize that the government have to have control over the mind, you'll realize that's one of the most powerful things in today's society is control of the mind. Money and shit is paper. We can reprint that shit. But when you control somebody's mind, oh, it's powerful. Why you think in other countries, they don't eat the same food ingredients that we eat from? Because we're killing our own. You see what I'm saying? They say we overpopulated, but we got country, we got land and all of this shit. Corn, empty land. People could build on, but we won't give that shit away. With that being said, man, y'all make sure y'all pay attention, man. We going down that rabbit hole. Key, appreciate the super chat. There we go. You understand me? Appreciate you.
When Las Vegas police book shell cases and bullets into evidence, they are sent out to the FBI where they are ballistics tested. They are run through the federal database where they match the gun confiscated at the House of Blues from Hussein Fatal. Kevin Hackie and Reggie Wright Jr. were cool before this incident happened when Reggie told him to go get the gun and have it tested for ballistics. And then when Kevin Hackie found out that this is allegedly the same gun that was used to kill Tupac, that's when these two started having problems. Both of Tupac's bodyguards, Kevin Hackie, who was there when Pac first got off the plane and came to LA, and Frank Alexander, who was there with Pac the night that he was shot, but he didn't have a gun on him because of Reggie Wright Jr.'s orders, allegedly. They couldn't have guns. And they went on TV to explain the theory that they believe that yes, Reggie Wright Jr. was behind the murders of Tupac and Biggie, allegedly. Hackie even went as far as to challenge Reggie Wright Jr. to a polygraph, a lie detector test, to see if he was being truthful about not having any involvement in Tupac's or Biggie's murder.
A new documentary is asking an old question: who killed rapper Tupac Shakur? And now a former Compton officer is offering a $100,000 challenge to the man he's convinced was behind the murder.
This scene has haunted Las Vegas investigators for 11 years. And detectives there are now planning a fresh trip to Los Angeles, seeking information leading to the gunman who shot up this BMW and killed rap star Tupac Shakur.
It wasn't a random shooting.
Former Tupac bodyguard Frank.
Boom, man. Look, man. Hey, shout out. All right, thank y'all for the super chat. I see you. Amazing cat, appreciate it. All right, look, let me make sure I'm clear, man. If anybody that thinks that Tupac died between a Southside Compton Crip nigga and a Mob Piru gangster, you clearly ain't seeing this. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand, everybody died. It's all right. So my thing is this, right? When we're looking at this couldn't possibly be random. The same gun that was already in the evidence locker got brought back out on the streets and was used to kill Tupac. Reggie White told all security detail, do not bring a gun. That's unprecedented at that time. When you know that these dudes have a CCW, you have a right to conceal a weapon. Why would you leave? Reggie was running security detail. If you can't understand how guilty Reggie is in this situation, then you clearly y'all don't want to see. And if you was ever in a situation, somebody will backdoor you and you wouldn't even know it. A lot of people get backdoored because they don't know how to read signs. Me, unfortunately, I see through limo tint. We cannot act like we don't know what we don't know or see what we don't see. Why would you tell Frank and everybody else in security, appreciate the super chat, why would you tell them do not bring their weapon? These dudes, some of these dudes are off-duty officers. That doesn't make sense. Tupac was one of the biggest rappers in the world. In the world at that time. Putting rap on the map, Tupac wanted to leave. You got to realize Kevin Hackie was working for the FBI. Why is that? Because they was chasing Suge Knight. Suge Knight, when they seen how he started moving, they bailed think about it. They bailed Suge Knight, Tupac out of jail. and he had to pay to get him out of his contract. We're talking about millions of dollars being spent on an artist that was locked up in jail. At that time, Tupac was signed to Interscope at that time, and he was incarcerated. You see what I'm saying? He had to bail him out of jail, get him up out of there, spend millions of dollars. Of course, Kevin Hackie was right. Frank was right there when Tupac got off that plane. How was they going to recuperate that money that he already invested? Harry O is going to play a major part in this, right? Shout out to Harry O, you know what I'm saying? I know his siblings and all that, but hey, I just commentate now. I want to get that call from Harry O, like, yo, man, Dina, man, let me do my motherfucking thing. Because clearly I'm shaking up the ground and people are like, wait a minute, this nigga wasn't even there. But the way he's putting it out there, niggas is seeing that I'm hitting shit right on target. You understand what I'm saying? So, motherfucker, hey, man, listen, niggas is like, wait a minute, this nigga, he popped that shit so good, and then some of these dudes like, damn, this nigga, who told this nigga? I don't know nothing, nigga. This is just a hood nigga that see through limo tent. You see what I'm saying? In the way I see it, people know I can identify the reasons why, because I put myself in these people's shoes. Understand this, right? Why would you tell security detail not to carry a weapon? This people had to know. People had to know. Just like I tell people all the time. Why? How did they not know how did they know what side of the car Tupac was gonna be on? You gotta understand. You know how a motherfucker be like, here, shoot me too? Like when you do a robbery, right? When you got somebody on the inside, you go rob somebody. The person that's in there that told you about the lick, you be like, hey, this gonna hurt a little bit. What you say? It's gonna hurt a little bit. A nigga pick up something, nigga, bow, bust your head open and shit. Nigga, you supposed to put a knot on that nigga shit. Nigga, you didn't crack that nigga with something and nigga bust his eye open. Oh, I had to make it look real. You understand me? No, that nigga, he didn't like you anyway. Nigga, he just wanted to bust your eye and get the money. But with that being said, it was too many people that had to know about this. I honestly believe that Frank acting like he's clean in this situation, he's absolutely not. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Kevin Hackie been a snake. He was working with the FBI. Why? Because they wanted to get Suge Knight on wire fraud. They want to get him out on certain type of. You got to realize, Suge Knight came out of nowhere with money. Who helped form Death Row? Who helped form Death Row? I'm waiting. Who helped? Y'all, Harry O. For those that don't know, Harry O was one of the main founders who actually helped, formulate Death Row Records. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say this shit goes down the rabbit hole. And if you go down this rabbit hole, and if you could see like I see, you would say that, nigga, this was the gangster shit that happened. This is history. This is legendary. You see what I'm saying? When a nigga want to retract history, you would never see this ever again in life. That's why they say, man, banging was way more real back then than it is now. Don't get it twisted. These little young niggas and shit, these niggas was sucking on their mama titty when they was still 4 or 5 years old and shit. Yeah. My mama whipping out that little titty and shit. Bitch was squirting that shit. You understand me? Bitch putting Gatorade in the breast milk. That's how some of these little niggas came out, they little brains. Talking about, let's go shoot something. Vanilla ice, like, you understand me? But we're talking about the 90s. We're talking about the 90s, man. You understand me? We're talking about the 90s where, let me give y'all detail. For the ones that grew up in the 90s, do you remember the 90s where you would have neighbors tell you to come to their house and shit and ask you to go to the store for them and shit? You like, David, come here, baby. David, come here, baby. Do me a favor. Go to the liquor store. Go to the grocery store for me. The mini mark, baby. Look, go ahead and grab your little peppermint. Remember when you would go in a house in the 90s and it would be a peppermint inside the house? She'd be like, go get you some little candy right there. She's like, yeah, I'll go for you. Back in the day, kids love to do what elderly people ask them to do. I know myself. I would run to the store for somebody. You see what I'm saying? And she'd pull out that she had the little white little flower little dress on and shit. You understand me? Little wrinkles on the face and all that shit. The nipples would be hard than a motherfucker. And for a young nigga, as a kid, You going in there? I used to love going to the store for some of them ladies and shit. You understand me? Cause man, nigga was going through heat. Nigga, I'm like, oh, this little bitch, the little old bitch nipples is out. I was looking. Yeah. Lucky they ain't threw no motherfucking pussy and shit. I would have been fucking a senior citizen at 7. Hey, that was hey, that's all right there, baby. You know what I'm saying? She be like, the little white gal and shit, the little nipples be hard and shit. I be like, trying to look and see, I can see that. Yeah. I'm not the only one, nigga. I am not the only one that was looking at women. You know, back in them days, them elderly women, you ain't never seen a nigga in the house. If you did, it was an old man that had clogs on. This is before the Crocs. Y'all remember them old school niggas that had them? Oh shit, man. Oh man, hold on. Hey, hold on. This Big Gene, man. Y'all give me 1 second. This Big Gene deal. Hold on.
And I see it.
Yeah.
You can do big in this shit, man. Make sure you just invest your money into you.
Right. Hey, but Gene, let me ask you this one time. Real shit though, Gene.
Go ahead, Playboy.
Man, the way shit went down back then, did you see the snakes that was coming in between Bad Boy at that time? You see what I'm saying? Because
but they're not gonna listen to me, dog. I'm from a different clique. I'm from uptown.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta realize these niggas, like, I'm from St. Louis originally.
Mm.
And if real, you fucking real. You ain't judged by the money you got in your motherfucking pocket. It's different. New York niggas judge niggas and give them props based on what they spend and the money they got in their pocket. You got real niggas that do real shit. You know, you got the gangster, the killer niggas like you got everywhere.
Mm.
But they let niggas who get money in their pocket run shit, and them niggas ain't capable of running nothing.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah. That's some shit. Man, so, you know, like I said, like, see, it's a big difference because you remember you was telling me the story about St. Louis. See, a lot of people don't know St. Louis nigga got some monsters out the Ludo. It's some real hitters out there.
Right. No doubt.
You know, but you
got a few of them in this family.
Yeah. And for you to make your way up to the East Coast and get to that level, you know what I'm saying? You made history, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I mean, when I say, when I talk about it, I be like, yeah, nigga, even Big Gene called and checked the nigga like, yo, Playboy, nigga, hey, nigga, I wasn't smoking. Because, you know, in LA, we call that L, we call that Lala. We call that Beijing, you know? And I was like, yeah, they was like, yeah, Big Gene don't play. That nigga check it. I've been seeing you check shit on the internet for a while now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to salute you, big dog. And, you know, and really want to just pick your brain, man, because with all of this shit.
I'm not trying to do this shit, bro. This ain't me, really, bro. You know, I have fun doing this shit, you know, when I have fun. But, dog, I'm not, you understand what I'm saying, man? Like, you know, I got caught up. Niggas just don't understand, man. You got niggas that gave you their life. You understand?
It sounded like you was willing to give your life at that time.
And then they die and they get killed or murdered, whatever. And you don't come back and reach back and take care of their family and shit like that and do the right motherfucking thing and then get on the thing talking about how much you love a motherfucker. Nah, bro. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that's real.
All you was paying for was niggas' funerals, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, I'm saying, no, that's crazy because, nigga, at the end of the day, you was willing to die for that shit too, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And the loyalty that you represented, it's not there no more with the streets no more, bro. Like what I see is like, look,
I understand that.
you know, like the loyalty over love. Like that's why I said when you said a gentleman, I say like a gentleman of leisure. Because when we look at the game now, Big Gene on some real shit, bro. Like, like I even recycle the story that you tell, like, nigga, that's some gangster shit to carry multiple guns. You see what I'm saying? And be willing to bust your guns for a motherfucker that will only pay for your funeral. That's why I asked you, like, how was you able to really do that knowing that this motherfucker wouldn't do the same to you, for you? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, you got to realize is this, man. When you young, dumb, and full of cum, you get caught up in a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
When you get, if God gives you this time where He gave me to be here now.
Yeah.
You understand? It's a plenty of time that I never even talked about. I don't. I'm not gonna say I shouldn't be here, but it's through the grace of God that I'm here.
Right. I mean, well, who would be able to tell us? Well, see, I gotta understand and a divine plan, because despite whatever took place in people's lives, somebody got to be there to tell it. Somebody got to survive through it all. Unfortunately, you was chosen among many few, because you could have got your noodles knocked off. Somebody could have unplugged you long time ago. You see what I'm saying? So for you to succeed and live that, bro, like I think the world. That's why I brag about you on my channel as well. Like you got to go watch Gene's channel.
The fact that it's through the prayers of the ancestors and my grace and things that I've done that God got me here to tell a story. Now I'm not here to bullshit nobody.
Right.
Nigga, you ain't gotta believe that shit. Like when I say I seen a check, nigga, I seen a check for $1 million. We didn't know where Zip got the fucking check from. I wasn't the only one who saw it, but I'm the only one that's talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But if my man Slick say, if it came down to the fact that he had to say, yeah, nigga, I saw the check too. He showed it to me when he was in this black little Thunderbird that he had just bought old school.
Man, and that's the $1 million bang though, right there. That check right there. And man, people.
But see, we don't know where he got the check from, bro. We just know he had the check for $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it said from Black Ground Records. So we like, when did that nigga get a record company? You know what I'm saying? That's what we saying.
Yeah.
We not thinking it's for Pac's death or nothing like that. We like, when this nigga get a record company?
Yeah.
And then we get news later on. We say, oh, we heard shit. We say, oh shit, that could have been for that. We don't know.
Yeah.
Do the homework. That ain't for us to do.
Right. Yeah.
When I tell a nigga that, Puff said, I don't give a fuck if Pac got it down, give her to it. It's another nigga standing right there with me when he said it.
And that right there is where I say this was what make everything you say is golden, because you're the only person that heard Puffy say Biggie had to go. You see what I'm saying?
I wasn't the only person that heard it, bro.
Oh, okay.
There was an officer there with me, Bernard Brown. We call him Big Bun. He was right there with me. Yo, dog, I was so mesmerized when I looked at Bun. Bun said, "Yo, that nigga said big," and I said, "He sure did." You feel me?
Yeah, man, 100% though, nigga. What? Man, come on, man. And nothing.
You know how a nigga talking to you?
Yeah.
And then you turn and look at your man. He said, "Yo, that nigga said, yo, he gonna do that." You be like, yo, that nigga did say that.
Man, as at the end of the day, Puffy have survived everything. Everything, the shit with everything. He's never been accountable for anything that he went through. And niggas didn't sacrifice their life for that man. And that nigga ain't, like you said, only thing he paid for was funerals and probably money on niggas' books while they was doing time.
Yo, my man is called, he had what they call, what they call it? It's called, I'm gonna tell you right now. I had to write this shit down because I always forget it, bro. For real.
They was they was never Keefy D was never gonna get paid, huh? They wasn't gonna get that money to Keefy D. He got backdoored in the midst.
I don't even know if that shit is true. Check
Right.
it out, man. And niggas don't believe what I be saying. We was in the black of the House of Blues. Puff had one of the ruthless killers nigga from the valley with him. One of these dark-skinned pretty boy ass niggas named Riz that will chop you up and leave you on your porch. He one of them Jamaican, you know, valley niggas. That's what we call them. You know what I'm saying? That's all he do for a living.
Yeah, one of them root boys, them Jamaican root boys. Yeah, them niggas.
Yeah, that's all he did for a living. We was in the back of the House of Blues. We rode up on Suge and Pac. Pac wouldn't talk to Puff. You hear me?
Yeah.
Puff rode up to Suge car. Both of them was in a red. Suge was in a red Bentley or a Rolls Royce drop top. Pac was in a white. You understand?
Yeah.
Puff said, "What's up, Pac?" The nigga Pac turned his head and looked at him like a stupid. The nigga said, "Yo, talk to Suge. He the boss." That's what Riz is telling motherfucking Puff. Puff say, "Yo, Suge, we got any problems out here?" Suge said, "I don't know any problems y'all got." You know what I'm saying? He said, "So we good?" Suge said, "Yeah, I guess y'all. What's up?" He said, "Nah, I was just checking." You know what I'm saying? All right, later. And we drove off. If Puff would have had $1 million on Suge or Pac, Riz would have got out the car at the top of the hill, came back down, and collected his money. You get what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of nigga he was.
Yeah.
Now, we had a reporter in the car with us who did a thing on Puff. That nigga would ever tell that story, that's $1 million. That's a hell of a story right there.
Damn.
But that nigga was in the car with us.
Yeah, this shit get deep, bruh. This shit get hella deep.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, my thing of it is like that. Riz should have been like, "Yo, let me out." And we'd have heard the news. You understand? But we all would have been accessory to the murder, you know?
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah. Nah, you call it for what it is. That's accessory, nigga. That ain't shit. Yeah.
You know, but my thing was, I ain't know what he was going to do. You can't make me know what he was going to do.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is that if Puff would have had $1 million hit on them, you know, Suge was downtown at the Mirage. You understand? Partying with New York niggas while we was when we was in California. Puff get a fucking phone call from Haitian Jack. Yo, these niggas down here partying with Suge and everything about this Death Row East Coast shit. He calls Zip. "Yo, man, y'all making me look bad. Crying as if nigga Zip started laughing and hung up the phone on his ass. I was dying.
Oh, Haitian Jack. So the rumors about him, it wasn't all the way niggas.
That nigga was a snitch rat, FBI informant, all that other bullshit. Playing both sides to the middle.
Ah, man, I knew that nigga was dirty, bruh. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is, man. You know, these niggas right here, man, it's just a different breed of niggas, man, you know. And, you know, as soon, like, I'm going to finish my second book, and then I'm just going, I'm going to fall back, man.
I'll let you later, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Man, this shit is real. I'm telling y'all, man, the game is real. The rabbit hole that niggas don't even see. It's so many. It's too many parts to this puzzle. This puzzle, when I could see, look, even G was like, at one point in time, Suge and Puffy was tight. But you got to take into consideration when somebody's that close and you trying to bust a move on somebody, you're going to say, yeah, no, we good, because you don't want to see the element of surprise. You got to realize the element of surprise is how the game is played. You understand what I'm saying? So, but always take into accountability that at one point in time, even though Puffy might have been scared of Suge, you know, they were cool at one point in time. But it's no doubt that we cannot exonerate that it wasn't a check. Now, OG Gene said, now he don't know. Now, I don't want y'all to misconstrue what he's saying. He's saying he cannot confirm that Diddy wrote the check to Zip. But one thing they do know is that Zip got that $1 million check. Zip was already a millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? So let that, you know, penetrate to a nigga brain though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, let's finish the rest of this reaction, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, man, you know. Hey, you know what Gene just told me? Gene said, nigga, on the internet, a real nigga will be fake and a fake nigga will be real. That's some cold game. You understand that? Niggas would say, listen, understand it, man, when I say Gene is a real motherfucker, I mean, the honor and the privilege just to be kicking flavor at the table with him within itself is already solid. You understand what I'm saying? But I would never forget what he just told me. Hey, Playboy, on the internet, a real nigga will be considered fake and a fake nigga will be considered real. That right there is $1 million worth of game to me. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so many niggas that put paint where it ain't on this internet. And, you know, a real nigga will be considered fake, straight up. And a fake nigga be considered real, man. So, man, he's just blessed me with that game. I had to double back and bless y'all with it. So, as y'all take y'all journey on this internet, understand that and let that, you know, penetrate. Let's go.
Frank Alexander.
Are your employees adding security holes? Take control with threat.
In this new documentary released in October, recounts 24 bodyguards that night were told not to carry weapons. He now believes this fight involving Tupac and a rival Crip gang member at the MGM Hotel was staged so the rival could later be blamed for Tupac's murder. A setup, he charges, orchestrated by Death Row Records CEO Marion Suge Knight and Reggie Wright Jr., the record company's security chief.
It could not have happened in the way that it did without them having knowledge of it.
But Suge says, why would he order Tupac shot knowing he'd be sitting right next to him in the BMW? He says he had nothing to do with Tupac's murder.
God knows the truth. And when it comes down to it, it's not one person in the world with any sense of know I have anything to do with getting Tupac shot.
And Reggie Wright gave an interview to allhiphop.com saying the documentary is filled with outright lies. But Kevin Hackie, another former Tupac bodyguard, is challenging Reggie Wright Jr.'s truthfulness.
I'm offering Reggie right now $100K to take a polygraph. That he had no involvement whatsoever to do with Tupac's killing.
Hackie, according to these court filings, worked for 2 years as an undercover agent for the FBI and ATF, helping the feds.
To investigate Marion Knight and Death Row Records for racketeering violations.
And Hackie, a former Compton School District police officer who worked off-duty hours as a Tupac bodyguard, now reveals to Fox 11 News an interesting series of events. He says, here at the House of Blues in 1996, an off-duty Santa Monica cop working security confiscated a .40 caliber Glock handgun similar to this from a member of Tupac Shakur's entourage.
About 2 weeks after that, I was contacted by Reggie to go over to Santa Monica Police Department to pick up this firearm.
Hackie says he first showed the handgun to his FBI handlers and then turned.
Why did Reggie tell? See, let me write that down. See, let me write that down. Why did Reggie tell Kevin Hackie to go pick up that gun? You could have told anybody to go pick up that gun. Why did he see that? See, this is the questions that you got to ask yourself. Why? Y'all gotta excuse me, man. Like I said, a lot go into this shit. I know it's a lot go into this, man. Like I said, will we ever know the real truth? We wasn't there. We was not there. It's no way that we can get the hard copy truth of what happened. But it doesn't take a rocket science to understand that you're dealing with the 90s at this point. You understand me? Poverty was not even it was poverty. Don't get me wrong. In the 90s was poverty. Certain people were able to rise above the sea level of middle class. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people were doing bad back then. Back then, they had, 4 to 5 people to a home. You see what I'm saying? Back then, you had mamas who worked all day. You see what I'm saying? Where back in those days, listen, let's be clear. In the 90s, mama probably had to go to work. Probably work overnight just to make ends meet. You see what I'm saying? And leave the kids there. Y'all remember in the 90s when your mama would leave you at the house and tell you, you bet not go outside. And what do you see when you see outside? You see the dope dealers across the street checking their motherfucking pager, got their motherfucking Jerry curl on and shit, nigga. Got the starter jacket with the Dickies on, with the gangster Nikes. You see what I'm saying? Sitting on the hood of their car. You see what I'm saying? And seeing the little kids run over there and that nigga pulling out that money on. Here go $5, $5, $5. Then you go outside like, oh, the ice cream man, ice cream man, ice cream man. Yeah, y'all remember the ice cream man in the 90s. If you did not remember that, that was heaven. Anytime you outside, you playing, and then you see that little ice cream truck, the little Mario Brothers, all that shit. Ice cream man, you know what I'm saying? All kids will break. And don't let a nigga have some ice cream or some shit, and a motherfucker be like, what ice cream is that? It's peppermint. Ugh, that's nasty. Nigga, knock a nigga ice cream down. A nigga was crying. Oh, my ice cream. Then his big ass brother come over here. You slap my brother ice cream out his hand? Yeah, we don't eat that shit over here, man. Bust the nigga in his motherfucking eye. You understand me? Nigga, big brother. That's when big brothers had their brothers back. Nigga fuck with his brother. Nigga, the big brother knew he better come over here and come do something to a nigga. You understand me? It'd be like, nigga, back then, nigga, but I'm going to get my big brother. Nigga be like, man, fuck that big brother. Then that nigga come over there. That nigga is 6'6". Nigga, you only 5'7". nigga, brother, nigga, pick you up, nigga, and throw you in the sandbox and shit. Hell yeah, nigga, that good old days. You know, remember. Like I said, I was telling a story. Remember when you would go to when the old lady next door would tell you to come inside her house and shit? She had plastic over her couch. Who remember them couches with that plastic over it? They didn't want to mess up them couches. They were still making payments on them couches. Don't you sit on that couch? I don't got no plastic on that. Nigga, the plastic was clear when you bought it. And then all of a sudden, they never took the plastic off. Nigga, you come around the house and shit, the plastic is brown. You understand me? And she like, come in here. Had flower walls and shit. Man, she had that flower gown on, them big areola, them little nipples be popping out. Listen, baby, I want you to go to the meat market and get me something. I want you to go get me some chips, some crackers, and I want you to get me some Donald Duck orange juice. And she's like, and you're like, here, baby, I want you to get you some. I'd be like, oh, you know I'm finna get some. You might not get no change back. You tell me to go to the store for you? Ooh, hey, you ain't getting no change back. I know you. Go and get you. You think I'm going to the liquor store for you for free? Hell no, you know I'm finna take this change. You know what I'm saying? They be like, that little nigga doing this little strange things for that change up in there. Nigga be like, oh, that nigga fucking Marjorie. Oh, yeah, that nigga going over there trying to fuck on that old lady. I know that nigga doing some strange things for some change, man. Hey, nephew. Hey, nephew, come here, nephew. Hey, what you doing up in here, man? I know you want me to go to the store and get her some ham hog cheese. Y'all remember that ham hog cheese? The little shit with all different colors in it and shit with Ritz crackers? That shit was heaven. Woo! I remember them 90s, baby. But anyway, let's get into this reaction. When I get about them 90s, nigga, I get about them 90s, man. All right, let's go.
Turned it over to Reggie Wright Jr. A month later in Las Vegas, investigators say it was a .40 Glock handgun that killed Tupac Shakur. Hackie believes the murder weapon was the same gun he gave Reggie Wright Jr.
I believe it is.
And here's why. Hackie says he asked Wright about the .40 Glock.
He stated once I gave him that firearm, he gave it back to his daddy, who at the time was a lieutenant with Compton Police over the gang division. He said his daddy booked that firearm in the property, which, you know, was really and truly far-fetched.
And Hackie says 6 months after Tupac's murder, he had another conversation with Reggie Jr. about the missing handgun. It didn't go well.
Reggie told me, you know, hey, it ain't giving time. You know, I have the money, I have the people, I can have you killed, it ain't giving time.
Hackie says he told his FBI handlers, and according to these transcripts obtained by Fox 11, also told LAPD detectives a decade ago that Wright had threatened, I can have you killed at any given time.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this.
Reggie Wright Jr. declined an on-camera interview, but in a written statement told us, I had nothing to do with Pac's death. He calls Hackie and former bodyguard Frank Alexander liars. But it's Hackie who is offering the truth challenge.
My 100,000 sitting here. I want Reggie to put up 100,000. I will gladly take a polygraph, and I will gladly take his money, and I'll go ahead and start a college fund for underprivileged kids in Las Vegas under Tupac's name.
In response, Wright tells Hackie, pay for it, set it up, let's do it. The polygraph challenge, he claims, is only a ruse to publicize Alexander's new Tupac documentary. A DVD Hackie says he has nothing to do with.
The only thing I want here is for Reggie to be arrested.
Hackie says a polygraph will determine who.
Man, now who do y'all think is telling the truth? You think Reggie White or you think Kevin Hackie? Who do y'all think is telling the truth? You got to understand. Reggie Wright Jr. was charged with numerous of things, and a lot of that shit went away. You understand what I'm saying? If that gun was removed from evidence and it was put back on the streets and it's the same gun, the ballistics show that it was a .40 cal that Tupac got hit with. I know that even Gene can confirm that it was a .40 cal. You understand what I'm saying? So for that gun to be removed from the locker evidence and it brought back out on the streets, that ties Reggie Jr. And if you tie Reggie Jr. to the situation, you can tie Reggie Sr. Without a doubt. Make no doubt about it. When you look at Reggie Jr., his daddy was the ringleader. You understand what I'm saying? His daddy would have did anything for his son, and he would have did anything for his father. Who else to have your back in the streets besides your own blood? Because you can't trust niggas in the streets. A nigga backdoor you. You understand me? We're living in a society where when you die, niggas ain't coming to your cemetery after you have your funeral. Niggas ain't coming sitting by your tombstone, nigga, pouring out a little liquor for my niggas. Nigga, I miss you, man. Nah, niggas ain't doing that. Once you die, niggas ain't coming back up there to see you. And that is the reality. You see what I'm saying? So when we looking at this, Kevin Hackie kind of got a better slight chance to prove he might be more convincing. This is all alleged at this point. This is not state. This is not facts. This is alleged right here. But we have seen Reggie White lie in so many interviews, bro, that, you know, right now, shit, nigga, look, everybody want their dibs on this on this Tupac assassination. Everybody want to talk about it. It's trending. It's booming. But We will never know who killed Tupac until motherfuckers just find out where that gun at. They find that gun, we'll know. Let's go.
Who is the real liar?
Meanwhile, Las Vegas detectives say they plan to meet with Hackie and hear his allegations. And Hackie hopes his statements will be enough to interest a grand jury.
The challenge that Kevin Hackie put out to Reggie Wright Jr. went unanswered, as far as public records show. And is Reggie Wright Jr. being truthful when he says he has nothing to do with the death of Tupac and the death of Biggie Smalls? The world may never know. After some while on the case, Kevin Hackie began to back off of old Reggie Wright Jr. for some reason, and he said he was in fear of his life because the Bloods and the Death Row members were starting to send threats. Kevin Hackie felt like his life was in danger, so therefore he backed up all of the evidence he had against Reggie Wright Jr. involvement in Tupac and possibly Biggie's death.
If Reggie and I ever met one-on-one, I think it would probably be who's going to draw first.
Told investigators, stating convincingly, "I'm in fear for my life." Asked what he feared, Hackie stated, "Retribution by the Bloods, the Los Angeles Police Department, and associates of Death Row Records."
What does it take when it's in black and white and the evidence is there? The documentation is there. Hussein Fatal is one of the backup outlaw singers. And when he patted him down, Fatal had a gun on him. And it was a Glock 40 cal gun, handgun. Pac was pissed. He was pissed. And he said, "Frank, go put this fool into the limo." The story picks up now with Kevin Hackie. Kevin Hackie has said this in the Fox interview that he and I did in December of 2007, that incident that happened at the House of Blues with that gun was that Reggie had him go over to Santa Monica PD, pick the gun up, and take the gun back to Reggie.
About 2 weeks after that, I was contacted by Reggie to go over to Santa Monica Police Department to pick up this firearm. He stated once I gave him that firearm, he gave it back to his daddy, who at the time was a lieutenant with Compton Police over the gang division. He said his daddy booked that firearm in the property.
Lying.
Hey there.
Wow.
It's Mandy from Sprizzy. In this video, I'll show you how to...
Kevin picking up, taking it to Reggie, Reggie giving it to his father. Paper trail ends there. Or...
Man, I told y'all, Reggie Sr. is no way you can see Reggie White Jr. being dirty and not seeing his daddy. You see what I'm saying? A father will do anything to protect his son, without a doubt. You see what I'm saying? Back in those days, family meant everything. Nowadays and shit, have these motherfucking bitches out here. I mean, these bras out here, these dames out here. They like, nigga, fuck a family, nigga, fuck love. Can you pay my rent? Can you get my nails done? Can you take me out to eat? And can you travel and fuck me on somebody's balcony and shit? And I tell my mama to watch the kids. I gotta go get my mommy makeover first. Can you help me with that mommy makeover? You understand me? That type of shit. You know, but back then in the 90s, family was everything. You understand what I'm saying? Family cared about you. Those whoopings that you got, remember them? Y'all remember them whoopings where, hey, it's gonna hurt me more than it hurt you. Hey, nephew, hey, take them drawers off too. No, don't whip me without my drawers. Take them drawers off. Hey, now look, now let me tell you something. You know, I have to do this. I have to do this to you. But I want you to understand that you better not move. You move, that's 5 more stripes. And I don't know where y'all was raised. We was getting hit with shit like this on the ass with no drawers on. I'm talking about nigga had me in there. I ain't gonna lie. Motherfucker be like, oh shit. I'm like, God, please. Nigga used to call God when he was getting whooped. God, make it stop. Oh, God. Nigga like, I told you. Nigga be, I'm talking about, we be like, help! They're killing me! Help, God! nigga be like, come in here, like, you all right, Saint? I'm like, God, why would God let this happen to us? God, don't you think that nigga like, oh God! Nigga walk outside of the bedroom, nigga walking sideways and shit. You all right? And everybody that didn't get whooped, if they start to laugh, you get to crying like, ugh. Y'all remember them days. Man, hey. And then motherfucking grandma be like, come here, baby. Like, my butt hurt. He hit me with a stitching cord. You understand me? Y'all remember that? Or y'all remember, go to the tree and get that switch. Get that motherfucking switch and shit. And motherfucker try to go get that little thin ass switch. And that little ass switch, ha! Ah! Nigga, like slavery. Tito, I told you to pick that cotton out that motherfucking yard, man. You understand me? Anyway, man. Hey, shout out to 610 people, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. But if you're real, sign the deal and please hit the subscribe button. A lot of hard work go into these reactions and studying and researching, man. And plus, y'all get an authentic motherfucker. Not none of that bullshit. Everybody want to talk about somebody else and shit. We on some real game over here. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel, man, if you love your mama. You love your mama, man. Let's go.
The story with the gun ends there. Other than the fact that when Compton PD did a raid after Tupac's death in Compton, they found a 40 cal Glock in a bag. Okay, that belonged to Orlando Anderson, I believe.
Frank Alexander, the bodyguard for Tupac, was told he was speaking out too much and that his life was in danger. And that DRR
that's the cash
wanted
app
to
at
do
the
something to him. Shush him. Silence him. Forever. Death Row Records. That's right. Had it out for Frank
right there. I hit that cash app
and Kevin Hackie and Frank Alexander, who went on the news to say, yes, that same gun that Reggie Wright Jr. was supposed to have turned in to his daddy was the same gun that was used in the Tupac murder. Allegedly. Another incident where Reggie Wright Jr.'s name kept coming up in is when lead detective for the Biggie Smalls case, Russell Poole, had accusations and so-called evidence that Reggie Wright Jr. and Reggie Wright Sr. were involved in Pac's death and maybe Biggie's death. And Reggie Wright Jr. denies the claims and Sr. denies that he was there that night. But Reggie Jr. was there at 662, according to him, and he was nowhere around the MGM. Poole was supposed to be meeting up with Jim McDonald to talk about the evidence he had against Wright Sr. and Wright Jr. And all of a sudden, mysteriously, he fell dead from complications of a heart attack during that interview there in the police department.
Wow, you can't tell me that's not no conspiracy theory. Not theory. You cannot tell me that, think about it, he died during the interview. Come on, man, y'all don't understand. Man, think about it. Anybody who got that close to this case have died. You understand? Somebody in the comments said, man, this rabbit hole got a lot of rooms in that motherfucker. There's a lot of open doors in that rabbit hole. Absolutely. A lot of people have died dealing with this situation. You see what I'm saying? Now, in those days, those motherfuckers that was speaking about this shit, it was easy to knock them down. It wasn't this type of media that was being projected into the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, clearly, they killed this officer. He got too close. He got too close, and at that time, you got to realize when people that got close to this shit back then died or got arrested or they planted shit on somebody. You see what I'm saying? Decoys was coming around. You see what I'm saying? Reggie Sr., man, listen, rest in peace, Tupac. But when we talk about some gangster shit, Reggie Sr. to me is a legend. I'm sorry. This is how I see it. Was he a police officer? Absolutely. But How fucking smart is that? To nigga, your son, nigga, left the force to go do some gangster shit with a Ma Pa Roo nigga who had millions of dollars. You had your son back. You're making money palm over fist. How the fuck did they pay that $200,000? And he was a police officer. Police officers' salaries didn't make that much money. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have the type of money to pay for that. How was he able to pay that shit off to make sure his daddy didn't go to jail? Them niggas was dirty. Them niggas had long money. Them niggas was sitting on money. I bet you to this day, Reggie Jr. is not struggling for money. You see what I'm saying? That nigga then went to the penitentiary, got a criminal record, all that shit. We know he wasn't working. Death row, it wasn't the same no more. Them niggas was getting money and tucking that shit. Back then, niggas was burying money in the backyard somewhere. And you know, you left that shit down there too long, the roaches get to coming down there. I said the roach. You understand me? But this whole situation is big. If y'all not hip to what's going on, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel, and y'all can follow this rabbit hole with a lot of the loyal supporters that support this channel, man. Let's get to finish this shit up. Let's go.
Moments and minutes after Poole's death, and he suffered from that heart attack, Reggie Wright Jr. uploaded a video to YouTube on the Bomb First YouTube channel, and he was gloating, as some say, and he said that he was glad that Russell Poole was dead.
Okay, Reggie. Today, obviously, everybody found out that Russell Poole passed away. What did you hear about this, first of all, and second of all, what's your reaction to it?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's kind of, you know, I have a little, it's a good day for me because I believe in karma. And, you know, all these people that keep coming out with these bull craps, first with the Michael Moore, then the Frank Alexander, and now Russell Poole, all these people are just dropping dead. It's just, I keep telling people God don't like ugly. So I hope people learn a lesson from this.
Before Course Hero, I spent hours looking for help online when I was stuck on homework or studying for.
Man, a nigga saying God don't like ugly, but you was selling dope and killing niggas, and you say you got favor with God. Let's go, man.
Next person probably is going to be RJ Bonds. But I don't, you know, ain't predicting no death on anybody, but they better get themselves right and stop with all of this bullcrap that they've been promoting, because, boy, they all dying like flies around here.
Before he passed away, he had, you know, a pretty crazy theory where he tried to implicate you in the killing of Tupac.
I think Suge, I heard the Suge was telling them a story where he's been trying to implicate me, that he'll give me up or give information to them when he was supposedly in jail or whatever, that I had something to do with shooting Tupac or the killing of Tupac, and Biggie.
Russell Poole dies, and put it in perspective, Russell Poole is the whistleblower that gave us the Rampart scandal. He's going to the sheriffs to talk about sheriff corruption. He's got a picture of Reggie Wright Sr. and Reggie Wright Jr. at the MGM. He's also got information about the shooters that were let into the club by an off-duty sheriff at the time that Suge Knight was targeted. And Reggie Wright Jr. releases a YouTube interview gloating about Russell Poole's death 2 hours after. That means he started doing that interview within minutes of Russell Poole having died. And it seemed like Reggie Wright Jr. knew all the salient details of that meeting that had happened. And I've always wondered how it happened. Well, we uncovered a sheriff source who told us that Reggie Wright Jr. was in that meeting with Russell Poole. Now, I haven't been able to verify that with anybody else, but I did ask Jim McDonald, Sheriff Jim McDonald, to tell me who was in the meeting, and I was shut down. I was told that I could not know who was in that meeting. Russell Poole died in that meeting, and it's very suspicious. We can't know the identities of who was in that meeting.
Father and son, Reginald Wright Sr. and Reginald Wright Jr. are two important, interesting characters in the story of rappers Tupac and Biggie Smalls. And was Reginald Wright Jr. there? Was he present when lead detective Russell Poole died of a heart attack? In that meeting where those identities of the people who were there are being held and kept secret. Poole said he had evidence against an officer.
Hey, let me tell y'all what they go come get Reggie. They gonna come get Reggie. Make no mistake about it. Realize this. Remember, when Suge Knight was in jail, millions of dollars was being taken out of that man's account. Who was running death row at that time? Reggie Wright Jr. I don't know why he didn't let his wife run death row, but he decided to let Reggie run the record label. You see what I'm saying? He trusted Reggie. Reggie backdoored Suge. You see what I'm saying? So make no mistake about this shit. Reggie have been vocal about too many things. Remember, he kind of like said some fucked up shit when Biggie died. You see what I'm saying? He didn't care about Biggie. He made a remark on one of the interviews that it was like that he got what he deserved. You understand it? This is Reggie White Jr. And then you think, oh, that's good. He died. Karma's a mother. Everybody's dying and shit. And as dirty as you are, you feel like as if, nigga, you're not the villain. See, by hook or crook, you got to understand when you looking at this, Reggie Wright Jr. was in Vegas, right? Now, if they tie Reggie White Sr. to Vegas at that particular time, you better believe it's going down. Reggie Jr. think he's safe, but I don't want to see nobody go to jail in this shit. This shit is just me looking at the game. Hey, these dudes done died over 30-something years ago. This how I'll be able to keep a roof over my head. So I don't have a personal interest in this. But this is my point of view on how I see shit. And if I was one of them niggas in the game back then, I would probably made it this far in life. Some of you niggas would have died. I'm going to be honest because you cannot comprehend the way the game was played. With that being said, let's finish the rest of this interview, man. We almost at 700 people in here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. Help this channel get to 100K, man. We can do it. Let's get it.
Who let the shooters in to assassinate Suge Knight? And he was going to present all that information. And amongst that information, he had pictures of allegedly Reggie Wright Sr. at the MGM Grand when Sr. said he was at home. And Reginald Wright Sr. also denied any claims of police corruption at the Compton Police Department after all these years that he served there as an officer.
There was a Compton Police corruption report, and you and your son were tied into this report in terms of 200 kilos of missing cocaine?
Heck no.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
ain't never been investigated by no missing cocaine. Members
you know
of
what I'm
our
talking about,
department. Yeah.
And how does Suge Knight have a 45 caliber bullet mysteriously stuck in his skull? Because Pac was reportedly shot with a 40 caliber pistol. They never said more than one gun was used in that shooting of Tupac and Suge. So what's really going on? Only time will tell if Reggie Wright Sr. and Reggie Wright Jr. had any involvement in the Biggie and Tupac homicide.
All right, man. Y'all know. Hold up. All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to the 720, baby. We done got there. Nigga moving on up like the Jeffersons. Hey, listen. They have, from the CCTV TV cameras, they can show Reggie White Sr. there. So if you went and did that interview or you was interrogated and said you was at home, they can prove that you're a liar. With the technology that they got now, it's only a matter of time. They're coming for Reggie Jr. Don't think that about it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Keefe D would love to see you in jail. You see what I'm saying? Because that little battle of Keefe D and Reggie White, they've been beefing for a while. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was like, man, I was fucking that nigga baby mama. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? I was raw dogging her. Yeah, I know that nigga Reggie White. Yeah, I used to take that bitch to the game and all that shit with me. Well, I don't mean to call your wife a bitch. Man, I don't know that bitch, but hey, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I want to thank y'all for pulling up, man. That's dope business, man. We had 720 in here. I just need y'all that coming in a little late. Subscribe to this channel. Y'all did reach the end of this motherfucker, but y'all see the Cash App at the bottom. Y'all know y'all can send super chats at any time. Subscribe to this motherfucker, like, comment, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. You understand me? Yes, sir.